Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Yeah, this is going to be a quick one because ADA hasn't really moved. It's still moving up against this trend line, and we have our relevant resistance area up here, yeah, around 38 cents, plus minus, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 cents. But this is certainly an area that price really eventually needs to get above to get back some bullish buying pressure, in my opinion. Below that level, it's either fairly neutral or bearish. So it will take a bit of pressure to get there anyway, a bit of work to get there, and then we need to push above it. At the moment, this Elliott wave triangle gains, in my opinion, in likelihood the longer price is moving sort of sideways and just consolidating. This is a wave count I've been showing you now for a couple of weeks, I think, where we had here an A wave, the top in April, a B wave down, overshooting B wave to the downside in a running triangle, then a C wave up, a D wave down could be unfolding now, and then an E wave to the upside forming a lower high. Certainly something that I'm observing here is highly likely. Not necessarily primary scenario yet until we break below the yellow trend line, but we are nearly there. And then we should eventually be able to get actually one more low here. At least the projection would be there. And this Elliott wave triangle fits quite nicely into the overall context. I mean, you already see here the price action since December 22, right? And it is very, very boring and characterized by 3 wave structures. So that just speaks for a triangle. That just confirms the idea of a triangle. And, you know, if price is now forming a higher low next into the yellow box, which would be between, let's just double check that, which would be between 28.8 cents and 23.5 cents. That I would count that as a D wave, okay, formed by an ABC structure. And then we could get a lower high in an E wave, and then eventually heading down here in wave 5. Now, the alternative wave count, or actually the primary at the moment still, but again, it's getting a bit questionable. Actually need to change the chart. That's the one that you know already, but it just isn't really moving. So I am tentatively bullish. I am following it. I'm not really convinced by it. And I would only give you a support area or trend reversal area once I'm convinced by something. And I was sort of convinced about that we would get a reaction here. That was in June. Gave you a trend reversal area that worked out, and price did move up, but not in massive ways. And again, my commentary from previous videos still stands. I mean, I need to see all those 5 waves filled in to really confirm that a lasting low has been put in place on the 10th of June. And that will involve a rally above the 38 cent level, and we're just far away from that. Yeah, it's a questionable chart, but I'm in the absence of anything that makes more sense, this is the only bullish count I think that is really that has some potential. So based on this, in the next wave up, we would be rallying in a 5th wave of a larger 3rd wave. But just want to show you, I don't want to take you through the entire count because it can be very confusing. I may take some of the subwaves out to make it less confusing, but I always want to make sure that all my counts adhere to the rules and guidelines of Elliott wave. Therefore, I always try to label all the subwaves. I don't necessarily show them all the time, because it can be very confusing for some of the viewers who are not that familiar with Elliott wave, and I need to find a balance between being educational but also not overwhelming the viewers. But yeah, honestly, here my view is still tentatively bullish, and it can follow this count as long as we're holding the trend line that you also saw on the more bearish chart, and as long as we're holding the 30.5 cent level. Yeah, that's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.